Hi. How are you?
Hi, how are ya?
Well, I hope you're not too scared like SpongeBob and Patrick to continue learning some HTML. In the last video, we left off having created our very first web page, and that was called index.html. And so today we are going to continue adding on to make our web page a little more interesting. And we're going to learn how to create paragraphs, headlines, horizontal rules, and different lists. So the first thing we need to do is actually open up our last index.html so that we can edit it. Now remember, if you are opening up your file manager and you're going into your root folder, which is the place where you should save all of the stuff related to your website. So our root folder was test_website. And if we're double clicking index.html, that's going to bring it up in our actual internet browser. So this is what it would look like if we were live on the internet. Now, if I want to edit my HTML, I need to open that back up in my text editor. On our Chromebook, we were using Caret. So the way you can do that, there are two different ways. You can, from your file manager, if you want to right click on index and choose open with, and then choose Caret, it will open in Caret that way, and you'll be able to continue typing on your HTML. Or if you opened Caret, it should bring up your last file. If it doesn't bring up the last file you were working on, you can do File, Open File, and then you could locate under your web and app and under your test website root folder, you could locate whatever HTML document you are working on and hit Open.
Do note that you can split your screen by clicking your title bar and dragging all the way to the right and all the way to the left. Anytime you make a change in your HTML, so for example, I'm going to add changing. I can review it on my internet and see it live by simply clicking refresh. Notice that nothing showed up under my paragraph where I added changing. That's because I didn't save my HTML document. Now that I've saved, I can click refresh and I can see my changes live in real time. Our next tags, which are going to be the headline, paragraph, line break, horizontal rule, and list tags, are going to help make our current page a lot more exciting. So let's start off with the headline tag. In web design, the headline is usually one of the first things you see when you get to a website. And so these are usually pretty big and bold and let you know what you're doing or where you are. Now, some people confuse the headline with the title of the website, and they're two different things. Remember, our title is what's appearing on the tab at the top, and the headline will be what appears on our actual page. Now there are 6 levels of headlines, and they range from H1 opening and closing tags to H6 opening and closing tags. So let's add an example of each level headline to our code so you can see what those look like. After our word changing, inside our body tags, I'm going to hit enter and I'm going to write H1 to start my headline, and then I'm just going to write level 1 headline, and I'm going to close my headline tag because I want it to be done after level 1. I'm going to continue on all the way through level 6, so it should look like this when I'm all done. Then remember, I need to do a file save before I can see what my headlines look like. Then I can go over to my internet browser and refresh. And I'm going to see that level 1 starts as the biggest headline and goes down in size all the way to level 6. Thing I should notice is that anytime I have a headline tag, it creates that piece of code on its own separate line. You do not have to code in a line break, which if you remember is basically what pressing enter is, or a separate paragraph. And speaking of paragraphs and line breaks, that's the next type of code we're going to learn.